let's talk about something you're probably not hearing about on the mainstream finance channels. A stock market that's been on an absolute tear for 7 straight years. Today, we're digging into one of the most explosive and honestly under the radar stories in global markets, the Turkish bull run. Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Mr. Tommy, and this is Fin Anatomy, the place where we dissect the global financial markets. It is fantastic to have you here with me today. All right, let's just jump right in with a question for you. Picture a major dynamic stock market that hasn't just had a good year or two, but has been on a relentless 7-year winning streak. Sound a little far-fetched? Well, it's happening right now. That number you see right there, 7, it's the real deal. We are talking about 7 consecutive years of gains for Turkey's main stock index, the BIST 100. That's not just a trend. That's a marathon of positive returns that has left a lot of other markets completely in the dust. And just look at the raw momentum here. After a massive 31.6% surge in 2024, you'd think the market would take a breather, right? Nope. It just kept going, tacking on another 14.6% in 2025. These are the kinds of numbers that make investors all over the world stop what they're doing and pay very close attention. So let's be clear about what we're looking at. This isn't just another period of growth. This is truly historic stuff. And here it is, plain and simple. For the first time in its entire history, the Borsa Istanbul has managed to string together 7 straight years of positive returns. We are literally watching history being made in real time. And check this out, it's not just one hot sector carrying all the weight. The growth is incredibly broad. In 2025 alone, the banking sector jumped 13.6%, services were up over 10%, and the industrial sector saw solid gains too. It's like the whole economy is firing on all cylinders. Okay, so the numbers are clearly impressive. We get the what, historic, widespread growth. But the really important question, the one we need to answer, is why? What is the fuel that's actually powering this incredible engine? Let's pull back the curtain a little bit. It all starts with the big picture stuff, the economic tailwinds that are giving this market a serious push forward. Now, here's a huge piece of the puzzle. It's a forecast from the financial firm Gedik Yatırım. It says, essentially, that the Turkish central bank is expected to keep cutting interest rates in 2026. And for any stock market, believe me, those are like magic words. And why is that such a big deal? Well, think of it this way. When interest rates go down, it's like a big sale for the whole economy. It gets cheaper for businesses to borrow money to expand and hire people. At the same time, your boring old savings account starts paying you next to nothing, which makes stocks look way more attractive. It's a classic recipe for a market rally. And the central bank isn't just doing this on a whim. They feel confident enough to cut rates because the outlook for inflation is getting better. It's like they can finally see some clear skies ahead. As inflation gets under control, it gives the bank the breathing room it needs to make these kinds of pro-growth moves. But it's not all just about central bank policy. On the ground, Turkey is building what you could almost call a business playground, an environment that's a magnet for investment. And one of the star attractions in this playground, a concept called free zones. Think of these as special economic areas designed to put trade and investment on turbo boost. So what's the big deal with these free zones? Well, first up, massive tax breaks. We're talking exemptions from customs duties, VAT, even corporate income tax. Then they slash through all the red tape, making imports and exports way easier. And on top of all that, you get direct access to Turkey's deep pool of skilled workers, especially in hot sectors like tech. It's a pretty powerful mix of benefits. Okay, so that all sounds great for big established companies. But what about the startups, the innovators? Is there room for the next generation of game-changing ideas to grow? Oh, you bet there is. Absolutely. The Turkish tech scene is on fire right now. Just look at these deals from early 2025. A quantum tech firm, Quera Computing, pulling in $230 million from heavyweights like Google and SoftBank. A fintech company, Flow48, raising nearly $70 million. This isn't just local money, folks. This is global venture capital voting with its wallet, and it's a massive vote of confidence in Turkish innovation. All right, so we've got historic performance, economic tailwinds, and a pro-business environment. But for any smart investor, especially from abroad, there's always one more critical question. Is my money actually safe? So let's talk about what I like to call the insurance policy for your investment. And not insurance policy comes in the form of a really powerful legal agreement called the U.S.-Turkey Bilateral Investment Treaty, or BIT for short.
This thing has been around for decades, and it provides a solid foundation of security for investors.
Really, the best way to think about the BIT is exactly like this. It's an ironclad international insurance policy for your money. It's a formal deal between the two governments that lays out the rules of the game and guarantees fundamental protections. It's like having a guardian angel watching over your capital. So what does this policy actually cover? Well, it guarantees fair treatment, so your investment can't be unfairly targeted. It secures your right to move your profits back home whenever you want. It protects you from having your assets seized without fair compensation. And, this is huge, if there's ever a dispute, you have the right to settle it in a neutral international setting. That's a massive confidence booster for any foreign investor. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. So let's step back for a second, put all of these pieces together, and look at the complete picture.
Here's how it all connects. You start with undeniable historic performance. That performance is being fueled by strong economic tailwinds. All of this is happening in a very pro-business environment with great incentives, and the whole thing is supported by strong legal protections. See how each piece builds on the last? It creates a really compelling case. Now, of course, no investment is without risk, and we have to be balanced here. Shifting global trade dynamics are always a factor, and there's always a chance that new trade barriers could pop up. Things like currency swings are also part of the game in emerging markets. It's just something to keep on your radar. But when you weigh it all up, the key takeaway for me is this. Turkey offers this rare combination of high growth potential, which we can clearly see in the numbers, meeting a secure investment framework, which is backed by law. That's pretty much the best of both worlds. And that really brings us to the final question I want to leave you with. When you consider all these factors, the performance, the policy, the protections, could this be the single most overlooked opportunity in all of the emerging markets right now? I'll let you think about that one. If you enjoyed this deep dive and you want more insights into the global markets, make sure you hit that subscribe button for Finanomy right here on YouTube. I'd love to have you join our community as we explore these opportunities together. And finally, just a quick and important reminder. This content is for informational and educational purposes only. It is absolutely not investment advice. Please always do your own research and speak with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.